episode of Late Nights with Lil Bria. Now, I don't really know what late night TV consists of because I don't watch much white TV. You see, I grew up with the whites and everything around me was for the whites. So I decided early on that I would not spend my leisure time indulging in even more white shit. But I do like the late night Jimmys. Although I don't know which one is which, I do know one of them has a black band. So that Jimmy is probably my favorite Jimmy. So you go, white boy. But regardless of how they do it, here on my show, we just gonna talk shit. Mainly about white people. And to make things clear, it's not that I hate white people. It's just that they have the best material. It is endless amount of things that can be said. The jokes write themselves. And if reverse racism was real, I would gladly be the spokesperson. Because if there's one thing everyone of all kinds can probably agree on, is that to some degree, the majority of white people suck. So with that being said, without further ado, I dedicate this first episode to a topic that is near and dear to my heart, segregation. See, segregation is a dream of mine that most likely will stay just that, a dream. But I was taught that when I dream to shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars, and the stars for me is what we call de facto segregation. De facto segregation, or segregation in fact, is that which exists without sanction of the law. So it basically means, yes, segregation is over, but that don't mean anybody gotta act like it. So now we're gonna take a moment to hear an updated I Have a Dream speech. Take a look. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for liberation in the history of our nation. I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are separate but equal. I have a dream that one day in the land of the United States of America that we revisit the concept of segregation. I have a dream one day that instead of shouting, "Black Lives Matter," we shout, "Get out my neighborhood, white lady, before I shoot." I have a dream one day that all of the racist white women become infertile and the men have erectile dysfunction. I have a dream that for every innocent black life taken from white on black crime, 16 white babies are born without limbs. My brothers and my sisters, there's not a march, not a protest, not a tweet nor a death that can stop racism from thriving in its natural habitat of the US of A. And that's why I dream of segregation. We can't have justice, but with segregation, we can have peace. So say it with me. No whites allowed, no whites allowed, no whites allowed. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for that. And now, while the dream of segregation is illegal, just like the white man, I can do everything in my power to make someone feel unwelcomed without saying it explicitly. And that, my friends, is what I intend to do. But not because I don't actually want others to tune in. I actually don't mind at all. I just don't want others to think that they have a say-so. And others have the tendency to add input when they feel they are included. For instance, I would love to listen in on a KKK rally out of sheer curiosity that what could be so bad about black people that you spend your free time worried about people that ain't thinking about you at all. But if I were there to listen, I would never suggest anything that I feel the KKK group could improve on or do to make me feel more included. Now, I know a lot of people think that the idea of segregation is radical. They say, our ancestors fought for our freedoms and rights. How dare you want to take that away? And yes, our ancestors, our grandparents, our mothers, our fathers, and even we have continuously fought for equal rights. And at the time of our ancestors, the idea of integration made sense. If equal rights exist on the other side of the tracks, then logically, that's where I would want to go. But unfortunately, equal rights for black people is just a myth. No matter where you are, who you are, where you are going, and where you have been, you, my friend, will never have equal rights. It hasn't happened, and it simply won't, not in our lifetime. There is no such thing as black justice. The only time a black person has ever received justice in the same way a white man would in our country is O.J. Simpson. Now, whether or not he did it, that doesn't matter, because we all know it's not right or wrong. It's what you can prove. And as a black person, from birth, you're guilty. So it's not whether or not he did it, because what he did do is get away with it. So in the spirit of Emmett Till, God rest his soul. You go, O.J. Simpson. And although we know he only got away with it based on his talent, he still got away. Speaking of the myth of black justice, let's fast forward to today. We have been asking for months to arrest Breonna Taylor's murderers. Now we know damn well that is not about to happen. Not from tweeting at least, and for damn sure not peacefully. The cops did their jobs perfectly with what it was designed to do. Their job is to kill off and or incriminate as many black people as possible in the name of the law so that the rest of the whites can justify it and there's no more niggers on the streets. And here we are again, asking for the same moment of justice with nothing to show for it but another lost black soul and another black person that becomes another black hashtag. So we gather and we protest and say no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace. While the whites are sleeping very peacefully, and their biggest issue in their life is not wearing a mask. And black people once again are plagued with fear and defeat. So, is it safe to say that no justice, no peace? Well, I for one disagree. I don't think we can have justice, but I know we can have peace. If white people just leave us the hell alone, just as we do them. But, unfortunately, as long as you're in a white person's space, they are in your business. So there's only one solution: segregation. Think about it. When are your most peaceful moments in life? Were white people involved? Think about the times you felt the most safe in a public place. Were white people involved? Think about the most fun you've had in a crowd of people. Were white people involved? Now my guess is it's probably quite the opposite. Now don't get confused. I'm not letting the white man drag me out of my rightful spot. It's more so about me and my distaste for sharing space with white people. Now listen, as a very keen child, I have always been very aware of the racial division in our country, some more than others. And one day I thought to myself, wow, I can't believe my grandpa couldn't go to the nice theater or drink from the nice water fountains. What a terrible, terrible life. So with a heavy heart I asked him, Papa, how did you feel when you weren't allowed to drink at the same water fountain as white people? And he replied, I don't want to drink on them fountains. White people been drinking on them. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Well, you're goddamn right, Papa. I wouldn't either, especially not during Corona. White people are protesting against not spreading germs, and we have to share spaces with them. Ask yourself, is that something you really want to subject yourself to? Yuck. Now, obviously the road to segregation is not a simple path. It would take a lot of work to save the black community. But no path we have ever been on or we are ever going to go on is ever easy. It's more so about which path makes my life the most comfortable. And for me, that would be segregation. And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Late Nights with Lil Bria. Next up, we have our very first performance from a very special artist who goes by the name of Lil Reckless. Tonight, she will be performing her newest song entitled A Colorful World, featuring Late Nights with Lil Bria's very own one-man band. Give it up. We got Lil Bria on the keys, we got Lil Bria on the bass, we got Lil Bria on the drums, one-man band. I'm your girl, Lil Reckless. Hear ye, join my fight for segregation. In a perfect world, we'd have one black nation, all black stores, black life, and no white cops. If 12 comes a knockin', he gon' answer to my Glock. And that's word to Asada, and that's word to Tupac. Blue lives is not a thing, whether you like that shit or not. Karen came by, and as soon as she got to yapping, she tried to press 9, bang, bang, bitch, I'm packing. A colorful world, that sounds so nice. If all I see is black and brown and never any white. Yes, I know, to you, it may sound so absurd to be judged for who I am and not for what they've heard. See, that sounds like a dream, but I always dream big. To go into my job and not explain my new wig. Oh my God, your hair, can I touch it? Bitch, I'm gonna slap you, but I can't do that in public. So you're lucky I need my job, so I'll let that shit slide. But in a colorful world, that would never fly. I dream of a place where everything is fair, where it's not against the law to wear my natural hair. A colorful world, a nigga can only wish, but right now we're stuck here with white people shit. They kill you when you jog, they shoot you in your sleep. For 400 years, no justice, no peace. So is it just me, or are y'all tired of this shit? Fuck all the rah-rah, me and mine gon' dip. See, you don't like me, and I don't like you either. Bring back segregation, that is something we agree on. Go tell the KKK, don't worry, I agree. You don't want me round you, so get the fuck from round me. Period. On baby black Jesus. on baby black Jesus.